winter storm warning has been declared for our region of the state. As a result of that, we are expecting the possibility of snowfall up to 7 inches, mixed with and including freezing rain and some sleet. Drivers are urged to monitor local media as to road conditions. Road crews have been applying brine for pre-treatment since late Tuesday evening. We are presently treating all snow emergency routes full length with salt and sand. Depending on conditions, we will adjust those treatments as necessary. City crews are taking special care to clear routes to the advanced voting locations that the county has established for Tuesday's primary that are in operation. Further developments will be relayed to the media as they become available. One of the fortunate breaks we had with this storm event is that the precipitation has begun to snow. Snow has the benefit of maximizing the investment we made in pre-treating the roadways. Roadways are currently experiencing light to moderate snow, and they're becoming snow-packed.
And I guess talk about your crews. How many crews do you have out? Is it fully staffed? And when you talk about snow routes and emergency routes, what are you talking about?
We went to full staffing on our snow emergency plan at midnight this morning. We've had crews monitoring the conditions overnight, and they are currently actively treating. Snow emergency routes include all of the major arterials, and then there are snow secondary routes that are the less traveled arterials and the smaller or lower volume collector streets.
What's your full staff?
We have 50 people and 50 pieces of equipment on 2 shifts, 12 hours each, so 100 people involved in snow operations directly, and additional folks in support positions such as fleet maintenance.
You got 50 people on 12 hours, okay.
Yep, 50 plus 50. 100.
Gotcha.
How long are you expecting them to be out there?
For the duration of the snow event, the snow emergent or the snow
Winter storm warning.
the winter storm warning runs through 6 p.m. Thursday. We'll be in operations as necessary to that point or whenever the conditions warrant.
You feel like you got a good head start on this one here, and we're in good shape as far as what we can expect as far as weather?
We were in the best possible position, able to start well in advance of the precipitation actually getting here. We were also prepared in advance with the full crews several hours before precipitation started. So we have gotten as much of a jump as is possible to get on this storm. The nature of the storm is such that because there's going to be a mix of precipitation, driving conditions will quite likely continue to deteriorate during the next day and a half.
So Joe, I guess if you compare this, you know, we haven't seen snow like this for a long time. You know, are these guys ready to go? And, you know, comparing this to other storms, is this going to be a bad one, do you think?
This is going to be the most significant storm event that we've faced in the last couple of years. We do provide training for all of our operators in advance of the snow and ice season. So the equipment's properly maintained, the operators have been trained, we're ready.
Okay, just wanted to talk briefly about some other issues that might come up with the weather. Talking mainly about if we have power outages, as was mentioned, with a possible of sleet or freezing rain, that always can lead to power outages. So we want to remind people to be aware and be safe. Be aware if you lose power in your house, what appliances you had on when the power was lost, and make sure you turn those off. Every time we have one of these storms, we end up having at least one fire lit because a stove was left on, and when the power came back on, we had pots or pans or something sitting unattended on the stove. So make sure any appliances you have on when you lose power are turned off. Also, be aware of how you lost power. It may be just a random outage from a transformer, but if it's something to do specifically with your house, a line being pulled away from the house, your meter being affected, be aware of that so you know. Obviously, you're going to get a hold of the utilities, But we want to know that because that can lead to more issues if it is actually affecting your power where it came into your house. Also, being safe, if you're going to use candles during a power outage, never leave a candle burning while you're asleep, or don't leave a room with a candle burning. If you are going to use a candle, have a plate or something with a wide base to protect from the dripping of the wax and any kind of fire spread. Also, if you, at a loss of power, you utilize generators, make sure you're using those as the manufacturer guidelines say. Generator use inside will lead to carbon monoxide poisoning. Unfortunately, we do have a number of those occur when people try to improperly use generators. If you have to go out, please plan ahead, be safe, and go slow. I'm sure that Doug will cover that as well. And the fire department has been planning, just as Public Works mentioned, in advance of this, and we have some plans in place if the conditions deteriorate any further to where we can have additional people available to handle the call volume that does come up from this. We do ask people to be patient. Things are going to have to be prioritized, and slips and falls can be prevented, hopefully, from not going out in this if you don't have to. Same with car accidents. There are a number of them already being called in right now, and it can only get worse. So please try to stay inside if you can. Any questions?
Any concerns with potential power outages? And we've got like winter storm. It's obviously cold out as far as like heaters and things of that nature. You know, people bringing things.
Well, just like with the candles issue, if we're going to use your fireplace or wood-burning stove, you know, follow your normal safety procedures. If you're cleaning out your wood-burning stove, even though it's cold and snowy, please don't just throw them out the back door on your deck, or dispose of things properly to be safe in a metal container, water-filled container. Just make sure your flue is open. Those are things you probably should have already done, even though it hasn't felt like it. We've been in winter now for a month or two. So,
Stu, can you talk a little bit more about the staffing? Are there extra firefighters already in the stations, or are they just sort of on call?
No, whenever there's a situation like this, anticipated incident action plan is initiated, and that means command staff already has some plans in place. So if we do have to initiate additional crews, we already have that in place. We have some battalion chiefs already in place if we need them in different places, and emergency dispatch, what we call the DOC, and some other places to help facilitate any callback if we need that. And we're just making sure we're very cognizant of spreading out our troops, so to speak, where we need them. That was just happening. We had a lot of accidents on the west side, and they were sort of moving, gravitating some people over to that area. So right now, it's not like we have a callback, but we have everything in place in case that is needed.
So you don't have necessarily more firefighters in the station houses right now. But you have them at the ready if you need them.
Yeah, we have them in the wings and everything laid in to where if we need them, we can just start making phone calls.
And Stu, when you have weather like this, do you have more fires? Is that
we can't have more fires just because of the heating issues, the lighting, candles, and things. That's why I wanted to be here to make people aware of that, because the storm is going to have your attention, but realize there's those little things that you're going to have in your house. Most people, I saw you guys nodding your head when I talked about power going out and the stove being on. They don't think about that, to turn those things off. Or maybe you had a lamp on and you get excited because the power goes off and you knock the lamp over into the couch and you forget about it. So we can have an increase in fires in this, but all we have to do is be very aware of our situation, and I think we can all come out of this pretty safe.
A couple things from the police department on this. First of all, the emergency accident reporting plan is in effect. Around 10 this morning, we had about 13 non-injury accidents that we were on scene for, as well as about 2 injury accidents. Elevated roadways, Kellogg, as well as I-135 are very treacherous at this point and are slowing people down. So motorists need to be aware, if at all possible, if you don't need to go out, we are asking people to stay off the roadways just because of the conditions that are deteriorating. just as far as a reminder for the emergency accident reporting plan, what that means, as long as it's a non-injury accident, there's no alcohol that's suspected to be involved, the report can be filed within 24 hours of it occurring. Certainly, if the weather doesn't allow us to get out, that'll be extended as well. Additionally, if you want to file your accident report online, you can go to www.wichita.gov, click on city offices and go to the police department. There's an online reporting form there that you can make a case on. And then if you do need to get out to a substation, those will be open until 5 p.m. today. Social media wise, the police department is going to try to keep up and keep you updated on social media channels. You can follow the police department on Twitter at Wichita Police. We'll try to use the hashtag WPD News. Again, it's hashtag WPD News to update on significant traffic issues where we're finding them, as well as other information that comes out. And then our Facebook page we'll try to keep that updated as much as possible. So at this point, we're just hoping and anticipating that motorists will be careful driving. You can expect a little bit of delay as far as roadways go for if you're calling 911. We'll get there as quickly as possible, but we do see an increase in calls to 911 during significant weather events, and so we will make our resources as available as we can.